Okay, so we got it all up and running, and basically there were a couple things on the internet that were really confusing about this, and I'm going to straighten them out. It's pretty easy. This clutch adjustment right here, this is where the clutch cover is. So you take out these screws, there's 5 of them, they're Phillips head. When you do that, there's going to be a little star right in here with 1 Phillips head screw. You remove the Phillips head screw, and then what you do is you can pull this lever. This is the clutch lever, and you can pull it towards you like that. That releases the pressure on that star head screw, and then what you're going to do is you're going to loosen it until you can roll the bicycle, and there's no friction from the engine. And then when you let the clutch out, the clutch engages. So that is what I found to be the best adjustment, so that when you loosen the star washer, you can push the bike under its own power with the clutch in, and this is the clutch. And also, nobody talks about the clutch. It has a lockout right here. When you pull the clutch, it disengages. Now the engine is connected to the rear tire through the chain. When you pull this lever and you push that button, then you release the lever. It locks the clutch on, or actually the clutch is off. If you really want to know, it's disconnected from the back tire. And when the clutch is locked like that, you should be able to push the bike just as a bicycle. And that's what you want. You want the clutch adjusted so that when that lever is locked, you can push the bike just as a bicycle with no friction from the engine. Then when you release the lever, the engine connects the clutch to the back tire, or the clutch connects the engine to the back tire, and then it's engaged. So that's that. The other thing I want to tell you about is the wiring. Basically, the wiring from this switch right here goes all the way back, and I extended it because this is a longer mount, but there's 2 connections from that switch, and all you do is, these are double connections coming from the coil right here. These double connections, black to black on the engine itself. There's 3 wires coming out of the engine. The white wire is not used unless you want to run a light. You can run a 6-volt light off of this wire, but I just put some heat shrinkable tubing, tied it onto itself, and I just stick it in this tube. So you have a blue and a black. Black is ground, so it's going to go black to black on the coil, blue to blue on the coil. And if you didn't have this switch connected, the engine would run and you'd have a hard time turning it off. Basically, you'd have to come to a stop with the clutch engaged, so that the wheel, once the wheel stops, the engine would stop as well. But the correct way to do it is to wire in this kill switch. And all you do is connect 1 wire, and it doesn't matter. There's no polarity. So you connect 1 wire to the black, 1 wire to the blue. You don't have to ground it like some people say you do. You don't have to. The engine is this little electrical system all by itself. As soon as you push that switch right here, it will kill it. And those are the few adjustments we had to make. Another thing we did was we originally put a vent hole in the cap. We found out that it just spills everywhere, so I sealed it up with solder, and we're going to try it again. Other than that, it seems to work real well. So the chain's adjusted. It's kind of loosened itself up. Just we ran the engine for a little bit, and it's starting to break in. Things are loosening up. What I noticed already is the crankcase right here. There's a little leak between the 2 halves of the crankcase. Yeah, it's an engine. I mean, obviously it's not sealed very well from the factory, but not a whole lot you can do unless you want to tear the engine apart and use some gasket sealer in there along with the gasket that's there. It's minor. Wash it off. It's an engine's leak. So that's it for right now.